Hello. Search engine optimization, SEO, is a complex and constantly changing topic. In this video, I will show you some things you can do in WordPress to better your chances of good rankings. If your WordPress interface is different with the one of default block editor in this video, please install the Classic Editor plugin, or see our other video of optimizing your content with Classic Editor plugin. Here, I focus on the default Gutenberg block editor. Firstly, you should choose the search-friendly title. Having good titles for posts is crucial because of the number of ways WordPress uses them, all of which relate to search engine ranking. In many themes, the title tag of the post's HTML page is created simply by combining the title of the post with the title of your website. When the title of a post is linked to its full text version, WordPress themes typically create a title attribute for the link tag, which says something like, permanent link to the title itself goes here. As the H1 element in the content section of the HTML, a post's title sits high in the semantic hierarchy of the web page. Also, if you have custom permalinks turned on, and depending on the setting, the title is likely used to create the ending portion of the web page's URL, by replacing spaces with hyphens and making everything lowercase. Though the details of what makes a relevant or useful title will always depend on the particular post, a few guidelines can be helpful from a search standpoint. Be succinct. If you look at the titles of results in search engines, you'll notice that they're truncated if they're too long. Approximately 60 characters is the typical stopping point. It would be nice for your entire title to show in the search results, but at the least, have the most important words first. Use key search terms. Look at some search results and you'll see that search terms are highlighted everywhere, including in the search results title, which is taken from your title tag. If your title tag has that search term, you'll benefit from the highlighting. Be upfront. Put the key search terms as near the beginning of the title as you can. Search engines interpret what comes first as more important. Don't try to be fancy. If you can work a good turn of phrase into a title while keeping it clear and succinct, more power to you, but don't worry about being clever. Keep in mind that while the title of a post may be used in custom permalinks and the title tag, you can still control the wording of both. Looking at it from a search engine's point of view, if too much of the content is not directly related to the title, it seems to the search engine that relevance is lost and the ranking could go down. Your visitors may see the relevance, but search engine algorithms aren't as sophisticated. However, you need to balance breaking up content with not having so many extra web pages, so that visitors have to do a lot of clicking to get all the content. Also, search engine experts disagree about the maximum length of a single web page of content, so you should focus more on the needs of your visitors and the context. An academic paper is different from a product description, they each have a different criterion for length. Secondly, you should create search-friendly content. The content you offer on your web page is the key to visitor satisfaction, and therefore, to search engine ranking. If you have high-quality, relevant content, visitors will be happy, and so will the search engines. For search engines, the primary factor for the relevance of content is keywords. They scan web page content to see how well it relates to the words entered by the searcher. The details of how search engines scan content for relevance vary between search engines and over time as well. Their algorithms are constantly being tweaked to achieve better results. However, here are some basic tips concerning keywords, which are still helpful to visitors even if they somehow stopped being helpful with rankings. Be consistent. If your title says the post is about all-inclusive resorts, don't use only the term full-service resorts in your content. Your visitor might understand that they're the same, but you can't take the chance that search engines will understand. It is true they've become increasingly sophisticated at recognizing synonyms. For example, if you enter all-inclusive resorts, you will get results with the terms all-inclusive packages or all-inclusive vacations highlighted. Even so, it's better to make sure your keyword is dominant among any synonyms. Use keywords early. If the term all-inclusive resorts is in your title and yet doesn't appear until your second or third paragraph, your visitors and the search engines may be excused for wondering if they're reading the right page. Visitors may well continue on, but search engines are less forgiving. Don't repeat a term too much. Visitors know from the title that the post is about all-inclusive resorts. It is annoying to see the term in every single sentence. The search engine equivalent is to assume that the repetition is meant to trick it into seeing the web page as relevant. And apart from lowering your ranking, such behavior, if taken to an extreme, could get your web page, or even your site, marked as spam. As the last point suggests, relevant content is not simply about having a lot of keywords. Search engine algorithms have become increasingly sophisticated over the years, and keyword density is only one of several factors for which content is analyzed. Headings within content should take the next heading after the title. In other words, if your post title is a heading 1, all first-level headings should be H2, headings grouped under an H2 should be H3, and so on. Write your headings with the same criteria you would for writing titles, succinct, and keywords at the front, without repetition. Thirdly, you should create search-friendly links. Search engines also determine the relevance of your site to someone's search by looking at links from two perspectives, inbound and outbound ones. Inbound links are ones on other sites that point to your site, and although these are important to search engine rankings, getting other sites to link to you is far beyond the scope of this discussion. Be concerned here with links in your posts that point to other sites. Search engines look at two aspects of outbound links in particular: the relevance to the content of the post, and the popularity of the site to which you're linking. When you create links to other sites, always think of your visitors' needs, and you're more likely to meet the standards of relevance. And don't forget about linking to related material on your own site. This internal linking helps visitors and search engines find you material, and the link to existing content feature of the Insert, Edit Link window makes it easy to do. Fourthly, you should make images search-friendly. Although search engines are getting more sophisticated at analyzing the content of images, they still rely on two attributes of the HTML image tag to tell them details about the image. It's important that all your images have this descriptive text. You can see the screens in WordPress where you can enter information for these attributes. Now, look at these attributes with search engines in mind. Image titles should be simple, leaving the details to the alt attribute, and giving the 2 or 3 keywords that describe the content of the image. Your images should have alternative text, that is the name that WordPress gives to the content that's put in the alt attribute. The architects of HTML wanted an alternative for visually impaired visitors, and this attribute was intended as a written description that could be read aloud by special browsers. Search engines realized they could make use of the attribute to understand the images on a web page, so the alt attribute has taken on a fairly important SEO role. Although you can have a lot of detail in here, again, you need to stick to the facts. Avoid using non-relevant material, and don't try to stuff the alternative text with keywords. I finished here the video. If you find it useful, subscribe for more video. Thanks and see you soon in the next videos.